Greetings, YouTube. Happy Friday. It's been such a busy Friday for Marvel Contest of Champions. We had the new daily cards come out, a new item that was either 80 class signature stones or an awakening gem come out, at least on the Apple side without drop rates. Several people, including myself, got it, didn't know what we were getting. I actually had prayed the drop rates were 50-50, and then they came out that they were 80-20, which I guess made sense, but was a bit disappointing to see the 1 out of 5 percentage chance of getting a 5-star awakening gem, which then led to several people contacting me personally, believing that their own data had concluded, because they only knew of like 2 out of 20 people that got the 5-star awakening gem, that the drop rates were probably closer to 10% than 20. Obviously, that's unofficial data, but regardless, how fitting is it that anyone, whether you love today or hate it today, whether or not you're mad about controversy or think it's making a mountain out of a molehill, we can all agree that Spider-Gwen and She-Hulk are two champions that deserve a buff. Now, I know some people have already 565 their Spider-Gwen. I don't know anybody that's done that for She-Hulk. Maybe you have. If you have, comment below and let me know, because it is your lucky day. Because Kabam has announced something that they rarely do with champions, but when they do it, we love it as a community, because they are spending their time and their resources to make champions that so many people already have, especially She-Hulk and Spider-Gwen, and make them better. This doesn't force people to have to try to get new champions or have to worry about synergies to make those champions not suck. They just get to be better automatically, and I've also seen a couple of screenshots of people who messaged me saying that they were already invited to be part of a beta test, which, by the way, if you aren't familiar with beta tests, I traditionally had one pet growing up in a government-subsidized 2-bedroom, 1-bathroom apartment with a single mom, and being part of a set of triplets. And I believe it or not, I was the smallest at 6'2". The other two were 6'6", and we were that height in the 8th grade. If you thought it was tough for you to get a date in middle school, we couldn't even get a date on our calendars. We looked so weird, like Alvin and the Chipmunks, only, those that got hit by a car. But anyhow, back to this beta test info. So here's the deal. They're going to try to make these champions way better, and I love that, especially for the people that have ranked them up and have poured their resources into them already. I have said time and time again, sort of jokingly, but also true, that when it comes to the Hulk family, Kabam's a bit sexist, because they have chosen to buff via beta test both Red Hulk, and then also just after patch 12.0, OG Hulk got a really great buff, but She-Hulk never got touched. I do think She-Hulk's a bit underrated. I covered this in the past week with some underrated champs, because I've had great luck causing a decent amount of damage using She-Hulk and just parry and heavy attack and repeat. So hopefully that mechanic of hers will stay, but there'll also be some really cool new mechanics to make her a much better attacker. So let's read this together, as it is officially a forum post. Summoners. As some of you have already seen, our team has been hard at work planning a potential refresh to 2 Science Champions. We are now ready to announce that those 2 champions are Spider-Gwen and She-Hulk. To test out these potential changes, we're going to be launching our next invite-only beta test. Starting February 18th and running until February 22nd, we will be testing out some potential changes to these 2 women of power. On Monday, February 4th, a select group of summoners that have one or both of these 2 champions. I have one or both, but I did not receive it. Will receive an in-game invitation to take part in the beta test. If you receive a beta invite, you will have until Thursday, February 7th at 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time to opt into the beta test. Please keep in mind that this is an invite-only beta program, and we are not taking requests at this time to join or be admitted into the program. While we understand that everybody will be eager to find out what potential changes might be coming your way, it is important to remember that we are using the feedback of those that are involved in the test to determine if the potential changes we are making will be the ones we want to move forward with, or if further tweaks are required. That's pretty dang awesome, to Kabam's credit, to say even if we buff them in the beta, if you still think they could be better, we could make them maybe even better. Maybe that's the second beta test. I don't know. But to see that in the line, I think that gives me some confidence that they're taking this seriously. As such, we will not be taking feedback on the potential changes in any channels other than those created specifically for summoners. That means YouTubers, including myself, do not have a voice in this, which makes sense. Those summoners invited that opt-in will have until February 7th, blah, blah, blah. Create a forum account using the Kabam ID. Okay, that's interesting. That'll be how their feedback is received. Please note any rewards earned on the beta server from the Spider-Gwen and She-Hulk update beta test will not be transferred to the regular game. We all know the scandalous mishaps that have happened before with such beta test activities, and there are no additional rewards for participating in the Spider-Gwen and She-Hulk update beta test. I always think that people should get a little bit of something. I mean, it doesn't have to be anything close to a standard compensation package, but, just something to say thanks. Maybe even if it's just like a 4-star crystal. I don't think too many people would be mad about that, but it's their game. They can do what they want with it. So, what are your thoughts on this? And most importantly, I love these stories because I love speculation about how these champs can be improved. This is the time for you to say, I know exactly how Spider-Gwen should be improved or She-Hulk should be improved, and then list whether it be changes to their utility or their damage output, maybe the effects of specials. You definitely don't want to be spamming that special one right now with Spider-Gwen. Can we all agree, first and foremost, she needs a really good, solid special one that doesn't involve not having a chance to hit the opponent. I mean, I feel like that's just got to be ground zero for this beta test. Anyhow, very pumped to announce this news and get your feedback. Thanks, as always, for commenting on my videos and just in general your support of my Marvel Contest of Champions YouTube channel. It is always so appreciated.